Can I start now? Today, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to talk about how to learn and acquire self-taught English, inshallah ta'ala. I'm Fاخوري. I'm an English teacher in English department. This course has two themes. The first one is the importance and the role of English language in a society. And what does it means why do we need to learn English? Why we have to learn English? Why English is important? The second one, inshallah ta'ala, also we are going to talk about the steps to learn and acquire self-taught English. What I want you to do before I start, I want all of you to bring a pencil and a piece of paper to write. At least I want you, please, all of you, to write 2 goals of attending this course. Why do you want to attend this course? As we know that the attend of this course, how can I improve my English by my own self? So I want you to write 2 goals. Why do you want to learn English? Why? Why English do you think is important for you? So please, all of you, bring as a piece of paper and a pencil or pen, it doesn't matter, and write. Something else I want you to write. If you need any question, if you see something is difficult for you, something you don't understand, please write on a piece of paper. Inshallah ta'ala, at the end of this course, we are going to answer your questions. So as we said that we have to, inshallah ta'ala, 2 methods. The first one, which is why English is important in society. What does it mean? Why do we need, we have to learn English? And the second one is steps to learn and acquire English. Means, how can I improve my English? So I think all of us has her or his own reasons or objectives, or we can say goals to learn English. Why we can say English is important? Someone may say, I want to make new friends. Others may say I want to travel abroad and I want to communicate with other people. Others know it's very important in my job. I need to improve my job to get a higher salary. Now also other people we can say that it's very important in school now, because we are, all of us are teachers, all of us we can say are students, teachers, most of us students. So we need English. We have such courses in English and we need to study at least to pass these courses. I think most of us, at least most of us, I will not say all of us, most of us like to watch foreign or English movies and listen to English music. So you can say, I want to understand this is the songs, we can say these songs or these movies. Others no, may say, I don't need it in my job, I don't need at all, but I think learning English or acquiring English or speaking English is interesting, it's fun, I love it. So now we are going to go to details, find a better job. How can English help us? How can English help us to find a good job? English is essential for getting a good job and better salary. Not just local company or local, we can say not just international organization need a person who has a good knowledge in English. Also, local markets need a person who is good or who has a good knowledge in English. So we need English in our society. Even our native language is Arabic, not English, but we need a person who can speak English fluently. The second one, we can say the second advantage or the second benefit of learning and acquire English is English is the language of communication. English is considered as one of the most commonly used language among foreign speakers. English also is known as the language of communication. Through the word, all people, we can say when people with different languages come together, they commonly use English to communicate with each other. They can express their thoughts, their ideas, and at least what they want using English. Even they come from different countries, from different nationalities, with different nationalities and different traditions and customs. So English is very important to communicate with others. Even just I want to communicate with some people, with others, so I need to speak English to communicate, especially with people who don't know how to speak Arabic. So we need English. Also, we can say that English has playing a significant role in our educational system, also in our social life. Today, English is used in all corners of the world by people from all walks of life. English is not just important in our educational system. It's not important in, we can say, college, in university or schools. Also in our social life, we need English. As we have said before, English, we need English to watch foreign movies. We need English to listen to music, to understand this song is about what. Also, English is considered as a window on the modern world, on the internet. Now, if your teacher or if anyone asks you to go to the internet and to look for to such information, you will find and you will see that the majority of the websites are written and created in English. So English is very important. Even the sites in other languages often giving you the option to translate it. The primary language of the press is English. More newspapers, more books are written and created, we can say, in English. Even it doesn't matter if you are in an Arabic country, you are in a foreign country, any country, it doesn't. If you go sometimes to the bookshop or to the library, you will find that most books, most we can say newspapers or the famous one are written and created in English language. So English is very important on the internet or anything that we need. Now let's go to the education. All of us are in University of الباطن, even as a student, even as a teacher or something else. So we are working, we are in an educational system, educational institution. So we need English. So how English is important, we can say English in our, we can say, educational system. English is very important to the field of education. In many countries, children are taught and encouraged to learn English as a second language. Even these countries, even in countries where it's not an official language, when English is not official language, even now we are living in an Arabic society, we need English. We are studying and teaching English in a school, in a university, in a college. So English is very important in our educational system. We need it. Even at the university level, students in many countries study almost their subjects in English in order to make the material more accessible to international students. So we need English. So English is very, very important in our educational system as well as in our, we can say, social life. We need English. Now, may someone comes comes and say, I know English is very important. I know the importance of the rule of English. I know that I have to learn English. But can you tell me we can say such steps, how can I improve my English? How can I learn English? How can I acquire self-taught English? How can I do it? The first one is fluency reading method. So what does it mean? So if you say what does it mean fluency? So I say if you want to apply to such work, to such job, you have to be fluent in English. So what does it mean? You can ask me, how can I write? How can I write? How can I listen to English? How can I speak fluently? I think this is as a common, because I am a teacher, as I told you, I'm an English teacher. So a common question that my students ask me, how can I write? How can I listen? How can I speak and read fluently in English? How can I become as a fluent English speaker or listener or reader or writer or all of them? First of all, we have to know what I mean by fluency. Fluency, what does it mean to us to become as a fluent English speaker? Fluency is the ability to communicate. I need to communicate and also understand natural English as it's spoken, as it's written, as the language I need to write it, to speak it, as also it's read, and to speak and to read smoothly. I need to read, to speak smoothly without any hesitation, and also to write and to listen, to understand easily. Now, maybe someone talks to you in English. I understand you. It's okay. You can say, I understand him or her, but I couldn't talk to him or her. So this is what I mean by fluency. So the first step, we can say fluency reading method. What does it mean? So I have to read. What I recommend really as reading, to read at least 3 to 4 pages a day. Try to read. You have to, not try. You have to, because this is a must. If you want to improve your English language, you have to read. So if I read, what will happen? What is the benefit of reading? How can reading help me to improve my English? So what I suggest, try or have to read from 3 to 4 pages a day. While you are reading, sometimes you may find such difficult words. Words are not easy for you. Words you don't, or vocabulary or phrases or such sentences sometimes, or expressions you don't understand. What I suggest, highlight these words or these expressions, what you have, go back and look up the highlighted words. Really, this method, if you read at least 3 to 4 pages a day, really, it teaches you in new words, teaches you in new phrases through the context, and also it helps you to understand the grammar and to understand the sentence structure of the language that you are reading, of the text that you are reading. Reading is a good way to improve your speaking, to improve your grammar and your vocabulary. Even it helps you to improve your writing. So reading, you see now, reading is very important. It gives you, or it helps you to gain more and more vocabulary. It helps you to know the sentence structure of the English through the context. So it's very important. Also now you gain more and more vocabulary. You know, how can I use this vocabulary in the context through reading? You can also speak. It helps you also in speaking. The second one, as before I go to the second step, so if you want to improve your English, as I have said before, try to read more and more, because it gives you the right structure of the English sentence. It helps you to gain more and more vocabulary and expression. And it gives you the right way to use this vocabulary in this context, because we have such vocabulary I can use in this context, but I couldn't use on the other one. Let's go to the second step that I can use, or that helps me to improve my speaking. Always be a good listener and a good speaker. How can I become as a good listener and a good speaker? If you want to be a good speaker and if you want to be a good listener, you need to do listening and also speaking, and do them lots. Not just today I will listen, tomorrow I will stop. No. So how can listening and speaking help me to improve my English? While you are listening, you will listen to the all patterns, to the vocabulary, all to the grammar and the structure of how the native speaker uses them correctly. And this is what we want. And also it helps you now when you listen to the right sentence structure, you listen to the vocabulary and how can I use it correctly? You listen to the grammar, to the right grammar in the context. It helps you to use them in the real conversation. And really it comes out more easily and you will feel comfortable with the topic that you have listened to. Lots of listening helps you to improve your communication, and this is what I want. Now I think some of you may come and say, I want to at least to communicate with others. So how can I communicate with others? Really, if you listen more, listening a lot, and also speaking a lot gives you or helps you to communicate. Helps you, improve your communication ability, also give you the confidence, the feeling of confidence, and this is what we need. Now, if you feel confidence, you can communicate with others. Even you have mistakes, it doesn't matter. You can communicate. It helps you to communicate with people who are around you. Even with the chatting, because I feel confidence now, I can communicate. Even I make mistakes, it doesn't matter. What I suggest, listen to something that's easy, not too easy, but definitely not difficult. Because at least you need to understand 85 to 90% or more of what you are hearing. You have to understand, because now I say I will listen to something, even it doesn't matter. It's easy, it's difficult, it doesn't matter. And you don't understand, how do you feel? I am really sure that you will stop, you will not continue listening. So for this reason, I suggest at the beginning, try to listen to something is easy, but not try to be aware of something is difficult. At least to be familiar with this. I understand what I am listening to. Something else I want to add, try to listen to something is interesting, something you like, something you want, something that you feel is comfortable for you, something you feel is exciting. Really, it will help you to listen more and more. Now I will say I will listen to something I feel boring. I will not continue. I'm sure I will stop. So you have to listen to something you want, you like it, or you need it in your social life. So it will help you to continue listening, not to stop. Let's go to the next step, that this is what I can say, copy. How native speakers speak and write. How can I copy? You can ask, how can I copy? From the word copy, let's go to the word copy. What does it mean? Now, if I ask you to go to the internet and to try to copy such sentences, what do? You go, you bring the same words of the sentence as them, without any changes, copy. So this is, even now you use your mobile, you try to copy paste. What does it mean, copy? The same thing without any changes. Now we are going to do copy. How does a native speaker speak, and how does he or she, we can say, write. So what does it mean? This is we can do, really, I suggest, or this is we can do by practice repetition. The first one, you have to do repetition. And the second one is shadowing. You can copy. So how can I do as repetition the first one and shadowing? This is from the word repeat. If you remember when you were a student in a school, how many times the teacher asked you to repeat what you listened to an audio, or to repeat what he or she said? So this is what I mean by repetition. Now, how can I do this technique? How can I do it in copying how the native speaker speaks or writes? How can I do it? The first one, try to listen a sentence. So I'm going to listen a sentence. Then what should I do after it? Repeat the sentence. Listen and repeat the sentence. Then the next one, record yourself saying. While you are saying it, record it. Then listen to your version. What you have recorded, listen to it. And compare it with the original one. And make changes to the way you say it. So the first one, I will say it again. The first one, listen to a sentence. Then after it, repeat the sentence. Then for the second or the third time, after repeating, try to record what you have said. Record it. Then return back and try to compare, to listen to your version and also to the original one, to find the difference between them. The same thing we can do with writing. Go to the internet, go to a book, go to a magazine, a newspaper, anything you have, it doesn't matter. Try to find a sentence or a number of sentences, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Which one do you want to do? It's up to you. Try to copy, we can say copy them. The same thing that you did when you were a student. How many times the teacher told you copy this sentence? Maybe she or he gave you as a homework to copy a number of sentences or a text. Copy them exactly the same way. Try to copy some sentences which teach you. So if I say now, I want to copy a number of sentences. I want to copy what the native speaker is speaking. So what is the benefit? How can I improve my English language? How can I do it? Really, if you try to copy through the way of repetition, it helps you the right structure of the English sentence. And this is really a common mistake. Now, because as I told you, I'm an English teacher. So I found some students, they write an English sentence, it's okay. But sometimes they made such mistakes of the right sentence, the right structure of the English sentence. So if I go and repeat what the native speaker speaks, what the native speaker writes, I will have the right sentence structure, or the right way of speaking, the right way of writing. And this is what I need. So this is one reason of your attending of this course. I want to write, to speak, to read the right English. The more you do this, really the more you do this, the easier it will be for you to spot the difference. As we have said before, Do lots of listening and speaking. The same thing, do lots of copying the native speaker speaks and writes. We need more and more practice to improve ourselves faster and well. Let's go to the second thing of shadowing. What does it mean, shadowing? From the word shadow. All of us, what I mean by shadow. So how can I do it? This is when you listen to a native speaker, you try to listen to a native speaker and you speak exactly the same way, follow the same way he speaks, all right. Like imitation, you know what I mean by imitation? Imitation, do the same thing exactly. How does the native speaker speak? And write exactly the same thing. We say shadowing from the word shadow. The same thing without any changes. So how does it help me? If I try to, I will listen to you. Someone may say, I will listen to you and I will do the shadowing. How does it help me in improving my English language? How does it help me? How can I improve my English language using shadowing? Really, it helps you when you are speaking and writing immediately after the native speaker. Really, you will get the right way of speaking, the right way of writing. So this is, we have talked now about how can I copy how the native speaker speaks and writes. Really, repetition and shadowing are powerful techniques to improve your speaking, especially speaking and writing skills. Now let's go to the next one. And this is, I think, most of us love it and most of us prefer doing it, which is watching English movies and TV shows. Try to watch English movies, TV shows, entertainments, news, and also have English radio, maybe at your home, maybe in your mobile phone. While you are driving to the college or to your work, while you are walking, while you are going shopping, try to watch or to listen, to a radio. Try to listen to news or to watch TV shows, it doesn't matter. But what I suggest really, if you want to listen to something, to listen to news, to watch TV shows, to watch foreign movies or entertainments, anything, or even to listen to the radio, what I prefer, try to choose the type you prefer, something, the topics you like, you want, you need. As I told you, because as I have said before, this one, and I will say it again, just to remind you, I will say that I will listen to something even I like or not, or I don't, it doesn't matter. No, if you like, now you listen. I think most of us like to listen to English music. I will continue. Why? Because I like it. But now, if I ask you, go to this, listen to this kind of news, you will say, no, I will not. Just maybe you listen just for a few minutes and stop because I don't like it. So for this reason, I ask you to listen to the type you prefer, something you like it, something you prefer, something you want or need. Something that you feel or you are interested in and feel comfortable with its topic. Something I want to add, if you want to listen, really don't listen one time, two times. Try to listen several times because you need to be these topics or this listening to be familiar with you. Yeah, I will say something, but I listen to something else. So this is what I mean for it. If you want to listen to something is you are familiar with, something you like, you want and prefer, and don't forget to listen several times, not just one or two times. several times till you feel happy with the results. I will listen more and more. The first time I listen, I try to gain something, or it's okay. The second time, the third time. So when you feel happy with the results, you can listen more and more. Really, if you listen more and more, it will help you to improve how you speak and understand the language. Really try to do this technique. If you listen the first time, you will see it's difficult. The second time, it will be less difficult. The third time or the fourth or the fifth time, it will be easier for you to understand the language, to check that this vocabulary or the topics that the native speaker talks about, now it's okay for me. It becomes familiar with me. While you are listening, we can say as to, or while you are listening to an audio or to news, while you are watching English movies or TV shows, really, you will be able to hear a lot of people, not just one. Now when I want to listen to you, now you are listening to me. You just listen to one person. But when you are watching a movie, when you are listening to an audio, you will be able to listen to a lot of people talking to each other using the most current forms of English. I prefer listening to news. Why? Why do you think listening to news is better than other thing? Listening to news is much easier to understand than movies. Do you know why? Because in news, usually the person who is talking, or who we can say presenting news, usually he uses, we can say, a formal language, and this is what we want. He uses academic, a formal language that uses, we can say, or follows academic rules, and this is what we this is what we need to learn the right language. And in movies, usually they use slang language. But if you want to apply for a job, if you want for your education, you need the formal language, the academic one. So this is, I prefer, listening to news. It also, news teaches you the type of vocabulary you want to learn. So this is, I prefer. It's up to you. If you want to listen to watch movies, to do this is one, it's up to you. What you like, do it. Let's go to the fifth technique, which is practice writing skills. How can I do practice writing skills? And this is really the most difficulties or problems that the students face. Maybe some students, I will tell you about my experience. I taught more and more students. Some of them said, I can speak English. Well, it's okay. I can listen. It's okay. I don't have any problem. Even with reading, I don't have. But when I go to the writing skills, I find some problems. How can I improve it? The first one, what I suggest to do is, you can improve your writing and understanding English, writing English, as we can talking about writing skills, by having model text and how they are structured. Try to go to the internet or boxes or newspapers, it doesn't matter. Try to go and try to see, to find such models of text, and you check how they are structured, how they use the sentence. And inshallah ta'ala, this is inshallah ta'ala on Tuesday, if we have another course, we are going to talk about how can I structure or construct English sentences. What is the right of English structure? Inshallah ta'ala, this is we are going to talk about on Tuesday. Now let's return back to this. How can I improve writing? The first one, what I suggest is, try to write simple and short sentences. How can? Like when I say Ahmed plays, this is just one sentence with subject followed by a verb. It's a simple sentence. So try to write a number of simple and short sentences. Simple sentences. It doesn't matter how many sentences, at least 6 sentences. So try to write, as we have said, simple sentences. So try to practice. Practice. Do you know what I mean by practice? Means write more and more. So if you go through this one, so practice writing simple and short sentences about a familiar topic. You know what I mean by familiar topic? Something you know, something you like. Do you see now I return back to something you like? Because if you are interested in something, really you will become well in doing it, even not as a language, anything. So about a topic you are interested in. So write about a topic you are interested in, something that you are familiar with it. And about a topic, maybe a topic you want. Maybe now, when you, as a teacher, ask you to write about a summer vacation. How can I do? So I need this topic. How can I write it? First of all, try to write simple sentences. Then, what should I do with these simple sentences? As I told you, try to write from 6 to 8 simple sentences. Then, what I'm going to do with these sentences? We are going to use these simple sentences that you have written and join them using such linking words like because, and, after, or any linking word linking word you want to use, and you will see it's suitable for you. You can use it, and it's suitable for the topic. So the first one, I have written simple sentences, and I'm going to join these sentences using linking, we call as conjunctions or linking words, to join these sentences to make what? To make compound and complex sentences. And this is inshallah ta'ala next, as I told you, inshallah ta'ala on a Tuesday, we are going to know how can I make simple sentences and compound and complex ones. Then you can come and say, now I have written simple sentences. I have also joined these simple sentences and make compound and complex sentences. What should I do? The teacher asked me to write as a text. So what should I do? After you write these compound and complex sentences, try to link these complex and simple sentences to each other and write a simple connected text. As I told you, try to write something you are interested in, something is familiar with you. So this is after you finish writing compound complex sentences, join them to write a short and simple text. Then I say this is not enough. I want to add more information. After you finish writing short and simple text, try to read it again, and you can say, I want to add more details here. We can say, remove this information. This is not necessary. It weaknesses we can say, my text or this one. So this is what I can say as such steps of how can I improve my writing skills. Let's go to the last technique that I can use to improve my English language, which is surrounding yourself with English. How can I surround myself with English? How can I do it? What should I do to surround myself with English? What does it mean? Means make English as a part of your life, at home, at work, during your free time, while you are walking, while you are going to the mall, while you are driving to the college or to the university. So try to use English, even listening, even reading, writing. It doesn't matter any of English skills. Listen to things in English. If you want to listen to things in English. If you want to read things in English. If you want to watch to something in English. If you want to write or to do anything, do it in English. Try to talk to people who are around you, even to your friend, your classmate, even you are not in a class. So use English. Make English as a part of your life. Really, it will help you, but don't forget, you need to practice more and more. This is a language, and a language, any language, it doesn't matter if it's English, if it's Arabic, or any language, it needs to be practiced. So practice it more and more, and inshallah ta'ala, you will see that you will become fluent in English in all skills of language. Thanks for your listening. Inshallah, I hope if you need any question now we can discuss it.
دكتورة
تفضلي.
شاكرين ومقدرين لك، الله يعطيك العافية دكتورة، وإن شاء الله ننوه أن في تكملة إن شاء الله المحاضرة راح تكون يوم الثلاثاء مع الدكتورة سهى فاخوري. الله يعطيك العافية دكتورة وجزاك الله خير، والحمد لله باين من التعليقات إنه كثير ناس استفادت من المحاضرة. فاللي حاب أو عنده أسئلة يحب يوجهها للدكتورة ممكن يسوي رايز هاند، وفي نفس الوقت إذا عندكم أسئلة وممكن تكتبونها عن طريق الشات. دكتورة يسألونك إيش هو أفضل برنامج للاستماع وتطوير اللغة؟
The best we can say this is, it depends on the topic what you want, because as you know, this is, we can say, use as internet, use website. It depends on what you want to learn about. Maybe you want to learn about something that in accounting, in engineering, or administration. It depends on what you want. So you can go through the internet. Inshallah, if you want, I will give you now something that you can, inshallah, it will be beneficial for you. Inshallah, I will give you now it. Yeah, some student said that sometimes he can understand, but if he wants to talk, he can't. Really, this is come by practicing. It needs practicing. And as I told you, listen more and more. The more you're listening, the more you can speak. And also, as I told you, inshallah ta'ala, also this is, we can talk about, inshallah ta'ala, on a Tuesday, we are going to talk about how can I improve my speaking? How can I improve it? Through reading, inshallah. When you're reading, inshallah, this we are going to talk about in details. You have to read to gain more and more vocabulary. You say, I can understand what the other person is speaking or talking about. It's okay, but I couldn't speak. What should I do? So this is, inshallah ta'ala, on a Tuesday we are going to talk about, inshallah ta'ala. Yeah, reading will improve your everything. Reading is very, very important. But as I told you before, I suggest to start with reading. Start with reading and try reading, because it gives you the formal language, the academic one. So reading is very important to improve your language.
دكتورة يسألون the old people can
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even they are, we can say, but we can say as younger or adult need more to acquire or to learn language than we can say kids or children. But what I have said before, English is a language, and all languages need to be practiced. Even he is a kid, if he is an adult, if he is an old person, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be practiced. This is the language. Any language, not just English, any language needs to be practiced.
وإياكم إن شاء الله دكتورة، يشكرونك. As you see,
you're welcome.
The same link, yes, the same link.
Yeah, the next lecture, inshallah ta'ala, the next course, inshallah, it will help you. How can I instruct or construct the English sentence? How can I make as simple and the different types of English sentences, inshallah ta'ala, help you. And the most important thing, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to talk about, inshallah ta'ala, how can I improve my speaking? I want to speak. You say, I have seen that some people or some students wrote that we can understand English. It's okay, but we can't speak. Inshallah ta'ala, this is, as I told you, next class, or next, we can say, lecture, we are going to talk, how can I improve my speaking? I want to speak well, to speak fluently, successfully. How can I speak it? Inshallah ta'ala, we are going to talk about next lecture, which will be on Tuesday at 4 p.m.
تابعوا حساب الوكالة، وكالة الجامعة لشؤون الطالبات، تابع الجامعة حفر الباطن على تويتر. تنزل الإعلانات أول بأول وينزل معها نفس الرابط في كل مرة. We appreciate you enjoying our
Thanks, really, thanks.
online
I'm
visit.
sorry for interrupting you today. I'm so sorry, wallah.
No, it's okay. It's a good workshop, and as you see, mashallah, 200 people join this lecture. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah. Thanks, really.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dr.
You're welcome. Thanks, inshallah.